Okay. Okay, yogis. We are on our mats for our nice gentle class. And we always know that once we're on our mat, the hardest part of our practice is already over. You made it here. And now the rest is hopefully a little easy, or at least with some ease. So we'll settle in here at the start of class. Let's close our eyes. And start to just become aware of your breathing. And what I mean by that is, as you inhale, just see naturally where in the body the inhale pauses. Is it in the throat, the chest? So where does that inhale just pause before you exhale? This natural breath that you're bringing to the start of practice. And as we begin to ease into our yoga breath, see if that breath can just move a little bit down. So if it felt like your inhale stopped in your throat, can you move it down lower in the throat as you inhale? And smooth out your exhale. So we start to shape the breath a bit. We're not trying to force the air all the way down into the belly right away. It may not get there during this practice. That's okay. All that we're working toward is a deeper breath than when you sat down on the mat. And as you ease into this deeper breath, start to feel a heaviness in the tailbone and a lightness in the crown. As you sit a little taller and roll the shoulders down the back, heart lifts. So we signal to the body that we're about to do something different than our normal kind of everyday sitting. If somebody were to walk by, they could tell that you're doing something a little different in this posture. Can let the tongue get heavy and the jaw relax. Come back to noticing the shape of your breath. Moving that inhale down and then slowing down the exhale. Elongating that exhale. Maybe you already notice a difference between a few minutes ago and now. Ease in the breath, ease in the body. Now trying to find some ease in the mind. You can almost see the thoughts projected on a screen instead of them being the thing that runs through your head. So what I mean is becoming an observer of the thoughts instead of being attached to them. If it feels like they're really racing as you inhale and pause, see if there's a pause between the thoughts. And as you exhale and pause, see if we can slow down the thinking. So bringing breath, body, mind, spirit all back together. here at the start of class. Maybe sit just a little higher as you bring your hands to heart and your heart to your thumbs. And what is your intention for this practice, this time on the mat? What rises up? I always think of a lotus rising up out of the muck. What is that beautiful thing that rises up out of all the chatter, a word or a phrase for your practice today? If you're ever stuck for an intention, simply to practice with love is a great intention. Take one more breath. Breathe a little life into that intention. Feel the chest lift into the thumbs. And as you exhale, release the hands to the floor. Blink the eyes open. Hands to the knees. And we're going to come to a seated position. We'll be here a little bit longer, so if you want to switch the cross of your legs, you can. Hands on the fronts of the knees, and we start to spin. And let your spinning be guided by the heart. As we come forward, the elbows straight bend. As we come back, the elbows straighten. These circles can be as big or as small as you'd like. Go ahead around one more time. When we come forward, we're going to pause and switch our direction. Heart leads, head follows. Warm up the back, the hips. One more time in this direction. And when you're ready to roll up, go ahead and do so. Drop the hands down by the sides. Press the pads of the fingers into the floor. Shoulder blades come onto the back. Inhale, both arms up. Tap the fingers at the top. Exhale, turn, push the air away. Keep moving, inhale up. That nice big range of motion in your shoulders. Give those shoulders an opportunity to do what they can. Inhale floats the hands up. Exhale floats the hands down. We're going to do 2 more of those. The next time the hands reach the floor, go ahead and pause. Keep the right hand where it is. Inhale the left arm up and over, bending into the right elbow. And then just gently lift the hip and drop, left hip and drop it. Letting that heaviness in the left hip help you open the side body. Keeping the throat open. Might want to drop that left shoulder back a little. Stretch through that top ring or pinky finger. And the next inhale, come up. Take it to whatever side you haven't done yet. For me, that means I'm going to pop my right hip up just a little bit and then drop it down. And then reach through my right ring or pinky finger. Dropping the shoulder back, keeping the throat open. Opening side body. Inhale up to center, palms toward the front of your mat. Exhale, press the hips back as you reach the arms forward. Roll the chin into the chest. Elbows soft. Relax through the elbows. The mind wandered. Find those little pauses. Come back to the breath and where it is in the body. Inhale, walk the hands in. We're going to either interlace at the low back, palms together, or arms, fingers, knuckles toward the floor. So arms come back behind us. Press the knuckles down or palms together. Drop the head back a little bit. Open up through the collarbone and the heart center. Come back to center. Inhale up. And exhale, push the air away. Take the right arm across the body. Use the left arm to bring it in. And then spread between your fingers. Stretch the hands here. So you're stretching your shoulder, but also let the hands open and stretch. Open up. Big bat wings here, and other side, whatever side you haven't done yet. Remember, we're opening the shoulder, but also opening through the hands. Inhale, bring the arms out and up. Palms together, look up. Exhale, drag your hands down through the center line, back to your heart, back to your intention. Take one breath here. One exhale. Notice the difference between now when you stepped onto your mat. And release the hands. Take as many breaths as you need to get to your hands and knees. You can always roll forward or just kind of find your way back. So my hands are under my shoulders, my knees are under my hips. We start as exhaling to one side, making the comma shape in our spine. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. And inhale to center. So move with your breath. A little more side body stretching. Let's do one more time each side. Back to our neutral spine. Again, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, open up your heart and your throat. Exhale as you curl the toes, round chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, open up the throat. And exhale, round. Ride your breath like a wave. Keep flowing. Let's take 2 more cycles of breath here. And whenever you're finished moving through that last cat and cow, come to neutral spine. Walk the hands out just about a forearm's length and start to circle the hips back and come forward. Thinking about the hips like a peanut butter jar, kind of moving. Remember, when there's just a little peanut butter left, you kind of go up and in and around, trying to get that last little bit. That's what we're trying to do with tension in the hips and the back. Just make sure you're moving every little bit. Go ahead when you're ready, switch directions. Another 5 or so in the other direction. And then the next time we're back, big toes touch, knees wide, elbows can bend, third eye rests on the floor, child's pose. Keep the nose open, so just let third eye forehead rest on the floor. Hips are pressing back. Coming into our 6-part breath. On your next inhale, fill your lungs top to bottom. A nice smooth exhale. Inhale, fill your lungs side to side. And a smooth exhale, jaw relaxes. Inhale, fill your lungs front to back. Let me see the rise in your back. Smooth exhale. Now fill top to bottom, side to side, front to back. Smooth exhale. Release the waist. Release the tension. And then inhale, look up between the hands. Bring the weight forward. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Feet hip distance apart. And start bending the knee one at a time. So as one heel moves toward the floor, the other knee generously bends. And now settle the heels. Mine don't touch the floor. Yours don't have to either. Press down on thumb and forefinger as you soften the elbows. One more breath. And inhale, look up. As many steps as you need, come to the front of your mat. Keep those feet hip distance apart, hands below or above the knees. Inhale, press your tail back, crown forward. Exhale, fold heart to shins. Inhale, press the tail back, crown forward. And exhale, heart to shins. One more time, inhale. Exhale, maybe the feet go wider, the knees soften. Drop into your ragdoll. Take hold of opposite elbows. Now you're going to stay here. And the knees are soft. And the crease of the hips is going to lift. So instead of feeling like you need to straighten your legs, let your knees stay soft. Let the crease of the hips lift up as your crown descends to the floor. So the knees might follow, but they don't have to. Switch the cross of your arms, sway a little, just like an elephant might sway her trunk. And then release the hands, hands below or above the knees again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So maybe that folds a little deeper now. Inhale, lengthen. Shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. This time, hands to the hips as you exhale. Stay here. Feel the back of your heart. From there, inhale, come up to standing. Drop the hands by the sides, Samastiti. Feet rooting into the earth, crown rising up, shoulders down the back. Bring hands to heart. Remember your intention. Half salute flow. Inhale up, back bend, and then exhale all the way down. When you're ready to inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Root those feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Breathe to the top. Exhale, drag hands to heart. Pause. Let's take a breath. In and out. So that's one salute, half salute. We'll do 4 more. Inhale up, little back bend. Exhale, fold. Breathe all the way down. Push out air all the way down. Then fill full. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Feet root. Inhale up. Back bend at the top. Hands drag to heart. Exhale. That's 2. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, dive. Let yourself get a little lost in the flow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. We don't always have to flow fast. Just want to flow. Inhale up. Hands drag to heart. Exhale. Follow your breath. Do 2 more of those. I'll do them with you. Follow your breath. When you're all the way up and your hands are back at heart center, pause. Come back to the intention, your word or your phrase. Feel the inner thighs spinning toward each other. You can keep your feet hip distance, a little more energy. Bring big toes and heels together. Inhale up. I'm going to take my right hand to my left wrist and then press down through my left foot. Whatever side you've done, that's fine. I promise we'll do the other one. Feel the inner thighs spin toward each other. Press down for me on my left big toe mound. Next inhale, come up to center, switch. Just extend. A little more challenge. You can always steeple the fingers, keeping the palms together. It's up to you how much energy you want to have in your practice tonight. Inhale up to center. Separate the feet, hands to the back of the head. Feet nice and wide. Inhale, lift your heart up out of the belly. Exhale, drop the head back. And inhale up to center. Exhale, drop the hands by the sides. Come to the front of your mat if you're not there yet. Keep the right foot where it is. Take a wide step with your left foot into Warrior Two. So front knee bends over the ankle or just a little behind it. Front heel is in line with the back arch. Right arm in front, left arm behind. And then look down and past your right middle finger. Do a little flow here. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Tap the fingers overhead. Exhale, Warrior Two. Inhale, tap. If you need to readjust because you have a little more space, slide that right foot out a little bit. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend the knee. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale up. And exhale, return. Straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Your hip might pop like mine did. Right hand to a block or to the shin. Left arm up to sky or to low back. Dropping the shoulder back. And then press down on your front big toe mound. 1 more breath here. Inhale, come up. Turn all your toes to your long line of your mat. Hands come to hips. So the heels are kicked out just a little bit. Shoulders on the back. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, dive. Hands to floor. So the direction is third eye, forehead moving toward the floor. You can put a block to bring the floor up to you. If your hand's on the floor, you can bend the elbows. And then bring your weight forward just a little bit. Distribute the weight on the 4 corners of your feet. Feel the hip crease lift as third eye descends. Take 1 more breath here. We're going to come back here again in a few minutes. Walk the hands in and bring the torso parallel to the floor. We're going to take a breath here. I don't want anybody getting dizzy when they come up, especially me. Hands to hips, through the back of the heart, rise to stand. I know you're going to hate this. You're going to face the back of your mat. It's okay, I promise. Turn your left toes to the back of the mat. Bend the front knee. Left arm in front, right arm behind. Switch your perspective. Once you've got that Warrior Two settled, knee a little behind the front ankle. Flip the palm, inhale, tap, and exhale. So again, nice, steady flow. 1 breath, 1 movement. If you have to readjust your left foot, go ahead and do so. Exhale, return to Warrior Two. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, straighten. And exhale. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, we're in Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. Reach. Again, you can find your block or join me on my shin. Join me on your shin. Right hand straight up or to low back. So the palms are in line with each other best you can. Front big toe mound pressing into the floor. And inhale, come up. Try to keep the arms out this time, or bring them right back to your hips. All your toes to the long line, heels kicked out. Inhale. And exhale, dive down. Hands can come in front of you again, or to big toe, yoga toe lock, or to pinky toe. What I care most about is your weight evenly distributed on the four corners of each foot. Crease of the hips lifting, third eye descending. One more breath here. Inhale, start to bring the hands forward. Let's do this big wide-legged downward dog. So hands would be just like they are in down dog. Feet are super wide. This is the only down dog where my heels touch. So maybe if you're like me, you're like, oh, this is what it feels like for other people. Walking the hands in, bringing the torso parallel to the earth. Hands to hips. We're going to take a breath here. And inhale, come up through the back of the heart. Hands return to heart center. You're going to turn your right toes and come to the front of your mat, setting up for tree pose. So I'm just going to readjust. If you want to readjust onto a different floor or a different surface, or get near a wall for your balance, all of those things would be fine. So let's start with hands at heart. Right leg strong, left foot in. So feel the right leg press into the left foot and the left foot press into the right leg. If it feels like your right hip popped out, bring it back in, strong belly. And we're going to open our branches if you'd like. Drishti is straight ahead. My tree is a little wobbly tonight, and that is okay. Your trees should be soft. Rigid trees would snap in the wind. Our soft trees, what we learn in our yoga practice, we know how to be flexible, nimble. One more breath here in tree pose on this side. And come down. And then we're going to take tree pose on the other side. So that left leg is nice and strong. If it feels like that left hip bowed out, bring it in. Right foot pressing into left foot, left leg pressing into right foot. Hands at heart, you can open your branches. Drishti is straight ahead. Tailbone gently tucking. And we're breathing. We're nice, soft trees, happy trees. And exhale, come down. Balance on 2 feet for a moment. Feel Tadasana, close your eyes. Feel the feet rooting down to the center of the earth. And the crown rising beyond the heavens. And you just vibrating in between. Feeling and remembering that you're part of something much bigger. Blink the eyes open. You're at the front of your mat. Hands are at heart center. We're going to flow our way down to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. I'm going to step right back to down dog, but you feel free to flow. My down dog, I'm pressing down between thumb and forefinger. My elbows are soft. The crease of my hips is lifting and my heels are descending. Take one more breath here. Exhale, knees bend, big toes touch. Sink back into your child's pose. Remember, third eye rests, nose stays open. Elbows can be bent, or you could straighten the arms this time. Inhale, walk yourself over to the left, and then put your right hand on top of your left hand. Drop back into child's pose with a side stretch. How's your jaw? Can you soften your forehead? Do we need to reset our breath? And we're going to walk over to whatever side you haven't done yet. For me, I'm walking over to my right. I'm going to take my left hand on top of my right as I drop into my side stretch child's pose. And come back to center. Just drop back, hips back, child's pose. One breath in and out. Walking the hands in so that we can drop our hips to the side, and you'll bring your legs out in front here at seated. So once we're here, let's flipper our feet a little. And then circle one direction, and then circle the other direction. Keep the right leg out, bring the left foot in, seated tree pose. It's just my habit, right? I kind of lift, get a little flesh there, out of the way, get onto my sits bones. Heart is in line with the right leg. Inhale up. Right foot is flexed. Exhale, fold, hand lands. Maybe gets to the foot with the help of a strap. Maybe it reaches there on its own. Hands can also just rest aside of the leg. And then check that left shoulder. Drop the left shoulder in line with the right. Heart pressing out over the right leg. Back of the right leg nice and strong in the floor. See if the next exhale can take you a millimeter more out over the leg. One more breath here. Nice, long inhale, smooth exhale. Hands come up the leg. And once we're at the top, we will switch. Move a little flesh. Just get right on that sits bone. Heart is lined up with the left leg. Inhale up. And exhale, fold. Sometimes I reach this foot, sometimes I don't. Depends on the day, depends on your practice. Never be afraid to grab a t-shirt or a strap if you have one. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Hands can also settle on the leg. And then drop your right shoulder. If it feels like that the shoulder one is a lot higher than the other, line them up. Square the torso over the leg. Feel the back of the left leg press into the floor. Take 2 more breaths. Maybe we can drop in just a millimeter more. And slowly walk up the leg. Bring the hands back behind you. You're going to bend the knees. Keep the feet hip distance apart for a windshield. So drop legs to one side and pause. And the other side and pause. So we move with our breath. The lower back relax. We're going to fold forward again in a moment. I always travel a little bit when I do this. And then go ahead, reset into a straddle. So sometimes it bothers my heels to be on a wood floor. So if you want to readjust, put your bum on the wood, heels on the mat. Go ahead and take the moment to do that. Kneecaps stay pointed to the sky. Feet stay flexed. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, hinge. We're not going to go far. You don't need to put your chest on the floor. Just keep the kneecaps pointing to the sky. The feet remain flexed. Two more breaths here. Elbows soft, jaw relaxed. Walking the hands in. Bring the soles of the feet together, nice and long here. Heels far from the groin. Diamond shape. Right hand to top of left foot. Left hand to top of right foot. Elbows bend, chin rolls in. Nice heaviness in the knees. Just drawing yourself inward. Inhale, bring yourself up. Bring the knees up. We're going to be midline, hips midline on the mat. So I'm going to turn, but you might already be there. We're coming into supine. So if you know you want a layer or you want to reset something in the room, might want to do that now before we come on to our back. So once we're here, feet hip distance apart, arms out. Inhale. Imagine somebody just holding your feet down so that you can roll back slowly. Keep those feet rooted. When you're all the way down, arms overhead, extend the legs, point through the toes, let your side body lengthen, your throat open. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, wiggle the wrists, hands, wiggle your hands. Exhale, drop the hands down, bend the knees. We set up for figure 4. So right leg is going to come up, right ankle crosses over the left knee. And then from here, we can stay here. That might be plenty for your hip. If you want a little more into the practice today, go ahead and lift the left foot, hands to the back of the left thigh or below the left kneecap. And feet flex. And you can play with that. Let the feet kind of go floppy. See what that feels like. And then really come into the pose. Flex your feet. You'll feel that difference of what flexing and coming into the muscle does for the pose. Figure 4, giving our hip opener a little time. Giving that right hip breath and space and warmth. You can feel the tailbone relaxing into the floor as the left knee might get just a little closer to the body. You can even use that right elbow to push the right leg away a bit. So there's lots of elements as you continue to show up to this posture. A lot of little things you can do to keep you progressing. One more breath here. And on the exhale, drop the left knee. Cross the right knee tight over. Sorry, my watch was buzzing at me. So we're in these nice eagle legs. Arms into a T if you have room. If not, make a little goalpost with your arms. Inhale. Exhale, the knees drop to the right. Shoulder blades stay on the floor. And then look over your left shoulder. Relax your fingers. Inhale through center. Unravel, stretch, arms overhead, pointing the toes, open the throat. Inhale, arms come up, flick the fingers this time. Exhale, hands come by the sides, knees bend. So we'll do that same series on the other side. Left leg lifts, left ankle crosses over right knee. We stay here, or we lift off into figure 4. Hands to the back of the right thigh or below the right kneecap. Flex the feet. And then let your feet go a little floppy fish feet for a moment, and then flex them again. And you'll really feel that difference. Settling into figure 4. Giving that left hip now some space and breath. Feeling the tailbone dropping into the floor. Maybe the inhale brings the right knee just a little closer. Maybe the exhale, the left elbow nudges the left thigh away from the body. Those are all just things we can layer in the more you do this pigeon variation. Two more breaths here. Dropping the right foot to the floor, crossing left knee tight over left. Return the arms to a T or goalpost. Inhale. Feel the shoulder blades stay on the floor. Exhale, drop the knees to the left, look to the right. So the wall is stopping my knees. Yours will probably go further. Relax the joints and the fingers. Inhale through center. Take that big full body stretch again. Inhale, reach the arms up, wiggle the wrists. And exhale, drop the hands by the sides. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. They could be a little wider if you want to do your rolling bridge more restorative. Hands are by the sides, shoulder blades in the back of the head on the floor, never the neck. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, releasing upper back, middle back, lower back. Inhale, rolling up. Press the shins toward the front of the mat, the thighs to the sky. Exhale, releasing upper back, middle back, lower back. Go ahead and roll up and down. 3 more breaths. Ride your breath. Let your breath guide your movement, not the other way around. When the tailbone has landed after that 5th one, bring the knees in and draw some circles on the sky. Do about 4 or 5 circles in one direction, and then go ahead and switch. Dropping the knees toward the armpits, hands to the shins, happy baby pose. Knees are heavy, tailbone drops. And then drop the feet to the floor. One more big stretch. I think this will be the last one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Move the fingers. Exhale, the hands by the sides. Feet, knees bend. Feet this time as wide as the mat. We're going to come up into restorative bridge and stay there for 5 breaths. So inhale, come up. Feel how the shins press to the front of the mat, the thighs press to the sky. The glutes actually relax a little bit, moving toward the backs of the knees. Probably 3 more breaths here. When you're finished and you're ready to exhale, that last exhale, release upper back, middle back, lower back. Pause. Feet are still wide. Drop the knees to the center line. Your lower back gets to relax here. Slide the hands to the belly. And then the soles of the feet move together. Soles of the feet touching, knees wide in our Supta Baddha Konasana. Eyes can close. So the closer the heels are to the groin, the more effort there might be in the pose. So if it feels hard to be here tonight, like it kind of does for me for some reason, I'm just going to slide my heels a little further away from the groin and find a more comfortable position. So again, there's always things you can layer in here. You know, you can stay in that shape, but I can demo a little layer extra. You can always put a block under the hips, and your Supta Baddha Konasana is elevated. There's always something that we can add. Let's take 3 more breaths in our Supta Baddha Konasana. So the nice thing about having that block there is that I'm already ready for Viparita Karani waterfall pose. But if you know you like a block, certainly go find one, or just set your hands under your hips, sending the legs up. If you know you like to do legs up the wall, or if you can safely do an inversion of your own choice, remember to not press into pain or injury. But you know your practice. I'm going to teach my favorite, legs up the wall or Viparita. Waterfall. Hands can drop by the sides. If you're with me in waterfall, there's just this like tiny bit of as if you were tapping on an accelerator of a car with your feet. Tiny bit of engagement. And you don't need a block to be here. You can always slide the hands under the hips. But I do like that ability to get the hips a little higher. It's fine. 3 or 4 more breaths here. When you're ready to release, slowly bring the feet back down to the floor. You can release that block if there was one. We're going to set up for Shavasana. If you want to stretch a little bit before that, that's fine. So I'm going to set us up for a supine Shavasana, but of course you are welcome to do a seated meditation during these few minutes as well. Right? Sometimes nice to meditate and know somebody's going to bring you out of it in a few minutes. You don't have to think about the time. But traditional Shavasana, we're going to be supine, heels at the corners of the mat, hands by the sides, a little bit away from the body, palms up. And then inhale, make a fist, hold the inhale, hold the fist. Exhale, sigh it out, release the fist, let the fingers relax, finger joints, tension gone. Start to feel the tongue heavy in the mouth as the jaw relaxes. Feel the bridge in the nose soften into the forehead. And the forehead softens to the ears. The eyes warm and heavy in their sockets, letting the eyes rest. Belly is soft. If you were lying in sand, your pelvis would just leave a little indentation, just nice and heavy and soft through that area. And let the earth hold you up as you find this ease and take rest for these next few minutes. Let yourself drop deeper into your stillness. Yourself 3 or 4 more breaths here before any movement starts. Just hold on to that feeling of ease, knowing you don't need to move quite yet. When you feel ready, bring some small movement in the toes and fingers. And then whatever is that transition pose, is it hugging the knees in? Is it coming to fetal pose? Whatever it is, 3 or 4 more breaths. Right there, no rush. When you feel ready, you can return to where we started, with hands at heart center, heart lifting into the thumbs, thumb pressing into the heart, or any other mudra you like. I'll end with a short breath meditation to close class tonight, or this practice, from Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel flesh. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. Breathing in, I see myself as still water. Breathing out, I reflect things as they are. Breathing in, I see myself as space. Breathing out, I feel free. And finding a new intention that follows you as you step off your mat. I honor the place in you where the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you that is of peace, of compassion, and of love. When you are inside that place in you, and I am inside that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thanks to all my yogis. Thanks for practicing with me. And I hope you have a great rest of whatever your day brings. Bye, yogis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.